Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for staying with us this evening on the message. We're going to continue this evening. We're talking about the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the seal of the line of prophets. Of course, this finishes up our 6-part series on the prophets of Islam. Now, after the people had migrated from Mecca to Medina, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam married Aisha because he was led to do so in a dream 3 times. This was to strengthen the bonds of brotherhood between Muhammad and her father Abu Bakr. They made a contract for marriage in the first year following Hijrah, when she was about 10 years of age. And she entered into his household to consummate the marriage at around age 12 to 14. Aisha was a brilliant woman who grew wise in Islam, and it is because of her excellent memory and her ability to understand everything that Muhammad taught her that the first methods of Islamic law were established after Muhammad's death. It was her teaching which helped the first caliphs in guiding the people, and more teachings of the Prophet have been passed through her than any other source. She was the first scholar of Islam. This is why Aisha, our mother Aisha, radhiyallahu anha, was given the title, the verifier of truth. Following his marriage of Aisha, Allah took Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the night journey, which we went over in a previous episode. Now, after the night journey of Al-Miraj, more people pledged allegiance to Allah and His Messenger. Over the following years, the number of Muslims grew so rapidly that a group of no less than 100, which left Mecca, would eventually return as a group numbering in the thousands. This would make Muhammad the most successful prophet since Moses, as no messenger had brought such a large number of people under the fold of Islam while still alive. Before the return to Mecca, however, there would be more trials and problems for the Muslims. Muhammad would have to lead them in battle several times to defeat the pagan armies which threatened to destroy the Muslims. 2 major battles are known as the Battle of Badr and the Battle of Uhud. The Battle of Badr took place because the pagans were destroying fruit trees and abducting livestock, killing the sheep and goats and everything. And then they attempted to seal off the Muslims from obtaining water in the wells. Plot upon plot piled up until the repressed Muslims had to either retaliate or die. Allah revealed the verse in the Qur'an, chapter 2, verse 216, which states, "Fighting may be imposed on you, even though you dislike it, but you may dislike something which is beneficial for you, and you may like something which is bad for you. God alone knows, while you do not know." The Muslims and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself hated the idea of fighting. But in this case, as in others that they would face, it was either fight or die. Allah gave the Muslims victory in the Battle of Badr, even though they were heavily outnumbered. Then Allah revealed in the Qur'an, chapter 3, verse 123 through 127, as it says, "And Allah has already made you victorious at Badr, when you were a weak little force. So fear Allah much, abstain from all kinds of sin and evil deeds which He has forbidden, and love Allah much, perform all kinds of good deeds which He has ordained, that you may be grateful. Remember that when you, Muhammad, said to the believers, 'Is it not enough for you that your Lord Allah should help you with 3,000 angels sent down? Yes, if you hold on to patience and piety, and the enemy comes rushing at you, your Lord will help you with 5,000 angels, having marks of distinction.' Allah made it not but as a message of good news for you, an assurance to your heart. There is no victory except from Allah, the Almighty, the All-Wise, that He may cut off a part of those who disbelieve or expose them to infamy, so that they retire frustrated. The Battle of Uhud was as much a defeat as Badr was a victory. The greed of the archers overtook them in the middle of combat as they abandoned their stations and left the Muslims open to attack. Another blow to the Muslim force was the hypocrites who had been paid off by the Quraysh. 300 men ran off, leaving the total Muslim force of less than 1,000 men to face a well-armed and horse-mounted force of over 3,000 strong. The Muslims had been divided by greed and hypocrisy and were defeated. More than 70 Muslims were killed before retreating, and more than 20 Quraysh before the fighting ended. The Prophet's uncle Hamza, a fierce warrior, was killed in this battle, which struck a severe blow for the military leadership of the Muslims. As with Badr, Allah revealed the nature of the battle in the Qur'an, chapter 3, verses 139 to 143. So do not become weak against your enemy, nor be sad, and you will be superior in victory if you are indeed true believers. If a wound and killing has touched you, be sure a similar wound and killing has touched the others. And so are the days, good and not so good. We give to men by turns, that Allah may test those who believe, and He may take martyrs from you. And Allah loves not the polytheists and wrongdoers. And that Allah may test or purify the believers from sin and destroy the disbelievers. Do you think that you will enter paradise before Allah tests you, and those of you who fought in His cause, and also test those who are patient? You did indeed wish for death, as shaheed, to be martyred, before you met it. Now you have seen it openly with your own eyes. Every stage of hardship strengthened Muhammad intensely, and every time he was strengthened, it gave new hope and new converts to the fold of Islam. When the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ would finally ride triumphantly back into Mecca, it would be through strength of spirit and not of sword. Not one person was killed, no person was injured, and nothing was plundered or destroyed. Muhammad ﷺ walked into the Kaaba, and he began stabbing at each of the 365 idols inside of it with his staff, proclaiming over and over again, "The truth has come, and falsehood has perished. Indeed, falsehood is perishing, and the truth has come, and falsehood will not revive again and will not return." As he did this, each of the idols fell upon their faces and were then carried outside and destroyed by the Muslims. In his last year of life on this earth, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught the people one last time how to perform the rituals of Hajj that Gabriel had taught him, in the same way that it was taught to our father Abraham